Welcome to the Explainer. You know, there's one thing that trips up so many students, and it's something we've all struggled with: the essay introduction. It's your first impression, right? And getting it right is, well, it's everything. So let's break down how to write a killer one.
I mean, have you ever written an intro that you thought was pretty good, but it just ended up confusing your reader more than anything else? Yeah, we've all been there. A messy intro can hurt your grade before your reader even gets to your actual argument. It's a huge problem. But hey, don't worry, there is a super clear, structured solution to this. So today, we're going to look at what an intro is really for, walk through 4 simple steps to nail it every single time, and then wrap it all up with a big takeaway. All right, so first things first, what is the real purpose of an introduction? Because let me tell you, it is so much more than just a warm-up or some filler text. It has a very specific job to do. And that job can be broken down into just 4 steps. 4. That's the magic number here. It's a simple, powerful framework that's going to transform your introductions from confusing to compelling. Think of these as the 4 essential building blocks for a first-class introduction. Get these right, and you create this perfect logical flow that just pulls the reader right into the heart of your argument. So let's dive into that first step.
Okay, step 1, set the scene. This is all about context. I mean, you can't just dive headfirst into some super complex legal argument, right? You've got to give your reader the background they need to actually understand what on earth you're talking about.
And look, setting the scene doesn't have to be complicated. You could just define a key concept like parliamentary supremacy or give a quick rundown of the topic. A pro tip: if the question is based on a quote, just rephrase it in your own words. That immediately shows you get it. And why does this matter so much? Because it avoids that awkward, abrupt start. It instantly proves to your reader and your professor that you've understood the question correctly from the very beginning. No confusion, just pure credibility right from the get-go. All right, you've set the scene. Now let's build on that with step 2. You've got to frame the debate. This is where you show the reader why this topic is even worth discussing in the first place. You know, most academic topics, especially in law, are controversial. There are always different sides. So your job is to show that there's a real live debate going on among the experts, among the scholars. And the best way to do this? Present 2 opposing views. Cite one academic who argues for the idea, and then cite another one who argues against it. For a standard essay, just one on each side is usually perfect. It sets up that conflict beautifully. And doing this has a huge payoff. It, and I quote, will increase the credibility of your essay. Why? Because it shows the reader that you have actually done enough research. It proves you're not just making stuff up. You're joining a real, ongoing conversation. Okay, on to step 3. And honestly, this might just be the most important step of them all. You've set the scene, you've shown the debate, now it's time to plant your flag. You have to state your own central argument, clearly and with confidence. So, what is a central argument? It's your essay's common thread. It's that one big idea that you're going to prove, the one claim that holds the whole thing together from start to finish. It's your specific opinion on the topic. And you've got a couple of ways to phrase this. You could be a bit cautious, using an exploratory thesis, like, this essay will explore whether X is the case. Or, and this is usually much stronger, you can use an argumentative thesis. This essay will argue that X is the case. See the difference? One explores, the other proves. It's way more confident. All right, we're at the final step, step 4. And this one is so simple, but it makes you look incredibly professional. All you have to do is provide a roadmap. Just tell your reader where you're going on this journey with them. It's literally as easy as turning your section headings into a single sentence. Something like, this essay will first analyze this, then it'll examine that before finally concluding. It's just a quick preview that shows you have a clear, organized plan. Now, for most short essays, let's say under 1,500 words, just listing the headings like that is totally fine. If you're writing a massive dissertation, okay, you'll probably want to add a bit more detail for each chapter, but for your typical essay, keep it short and sweet. Okay, so let's pull all of this together into one final takeaway. We've walked through the 4 essential components, and now we've got our blueprint for a first-class intro. It really just comes down to this 4-step framework. 1, set the scene. 2, frame the debate. 3, state your argument. And 4, Provide a roadmap. You follow those 4 steps every single time, and you're going to have an introduction that is structured, credible, and seriously impressive. Because at the end of the day, your intro is your first impression. It sets the stage for everything that follows. So the only question left is, what will yours say about your argument?